Hello, hello everyone! We are doing our weekly episode reaction to One Piece. It's episode 1116. I'm Tasha.
I'm Mike.
And we are Billion Beri. Hopefully you enjoy this episode with us, and let's go.
Let's go get it.
The previous generation.
And this guy.
Yeah.
T-Bone.
Oh, what's happening here? He's still running. What do you want to bet he ran all the way from Water 7?
I'm guessing.
No, that's a cross guild.
Oh.
Did you never think they'd fight back?
Right? Oh, T-Bone dead.
Ooh.
As the sheep was starting to eat the flyer. Or the goat.
It's what they do. Nom nom
Nom,
nom
nom,
nom
nom,
nom.
nom. Well, he knows how to be a hype man, at least.
Creepy. Yay!
Hooray for murder!
Now, you don't really have a choice. Do you guys think yourselves above normal pirates? Is that what's happening here?
How many people do get to see an emperor? Not many. Oh, a ship.
I wonder where they actually are.
Oh my god. What is this?
I hope their ship has a big red nose on the front.
Nose?
Yes!
That's a fine ship.
But it too heavily features Buggy, so Crocodile and Mihawk may not.
Uh-oh.
Emperor.
Oi.
Oh, wow.
They have a buggy torture chamber. Jeez.
And your suffering will be legendary, even in hell.
I bet not. Are you desperate?
At this point. Is he waiting?
Oh, jeez. So that's what happened?
Yeah. But they're...
Maybe they'll get some respect for him finally having a backbone? Or not. If you can't even defeat them, you cannot be the king of the pirates.
Wealth, fame, power.
How many people are you going to get killed, Buggy?
All of them.
Yeah.
One Piece! Is maybe Sabo on that ship?
Maybe. Wait. She
Her-
makes her own sound effects.
Her and Frankie would get along so well. All she needs to do is add the word mecha.
Sabo-kun! He's alive! I told you! He not dead!
You, were pretty adamant about that.
Yes.
Must be new voice actor already. Kind of sounded similar, but not the same. Could be wrong, but...
Thanks!
Thanks,
Saved some of the people?
yeah.
You're not dead, I'll murder you myself! How dare you make me worry? I knew it! They made it seem like he was, but he wasn't there. Oh. Now, tell us what's going on.
Oh, really?
Serious.
To be continued.
Always with the to be continued.
Always, yep.
But I knew it. He wasn't dead. He wasn't at Leloucha. All just
And yet he has a
things.
Lelouchan ship, so I'm curious about that.
Probably nearby enough, but not so close that he got caught up in it.
Or maybe he was already on the ship.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like went there, got the ship, and they were already leaving
Yeah.
and got far enough away that they didn't get caught up in it.
Yeah.
Well, we got Sabo back.
Sabo back!
Yay, Sabo-kun.
He seems to have been punched in the groin a little because his voice is a little higher now, but
Yeah. Yeah.
You got them!
but he sounds close enough that it's like, all right, I accept.
Yeah, it's not an awful match. Like,
I'm gonna have to look up his voice actor though, because I feel like we've heard his voice in another
Yeah, I
anime
think so.
somewhere recently, and
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time placing it.
yeah, we've been watching a bunch of new anime, well, new to us, anime on Crunchy, so maybe we've heard it recently in one of those
Yeah.
characters.
He threw me off when he laughed because he laughs a lot like Yagami Light in Death Note, with his like that kind of laugh that he did. But I don't think it's the same voice actor. Or anything.
Yeah,
Just similar
I don't
laugh.
think he's light.
Yeah. So Sabo's alive.
Woohoo!
He was not in Leloucha at the time, even
Yeah.
though, like you said, they made it seem like it, but he wasn't really there.
And he managed to save some Lelouchans, and now they're going to be in the Revolutionary Army. So it's
Yeah.
like, much like Ohara, they didn't die.
Yep. And that woman in like the cow dress or whatever you would describe it as.
Yeah.
Like,
Milkmaid.
She probably wants to marry Sabo now.
She looks like she is hot,
Hot
for
for
Sabo. Like, oh my god, the look she gave him, especially when, like, the others started talking to him, it was like a look of jealousy almost.
Betty and Koala, like, oh my god, there's so many gorgeous women on this island.
Little competition.
But I'm a milkmaid. Notice me, senpai.
Notice me, senpai.
So that's some good news. You could tell that this was like an in-betweener episode because of how long they just held on certain shots and certain
like the ship arriving.
the ship arriving
And the marching with Buggy time.
yeah, marching with Buggy. Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah. But seems like it's setting up some pretty big information.
Yeah?
If not even the captains are allowed to hear about this.
Yeah. What
What
really
could it
happened
be?
at the Reverie?
Yeah.
Like, I want to know, why was Sabo, like, hiding out, saving Kuma? Like, what happened with Cobra? Where Vivi is and what she's doing? Like, there are a lot of things that happened at this Reverie that we just do not know. So
Yeah. But he tried, I think if I recall correctly, he tried to warn them before Leloucha blew up and everything, all communication got cut off, that he said, nobody's supposed to be sitting on that throne, and then communication got cut off.
that's right. Yep.
So I think he was able to witness the meeting of the 5 elders bowing down to Emu or whatever. He probably caught a glimpse of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's not supposed to be anybody there, and there is, so who's really running things?
Yeah, there is no deadlier piece of information in the world of One Piece than that.
Yeah.
Because, revealing that, oh man.
And I still really, really want to know why is there a frozen straw hat?
A giant frozen
one.
straw hat.
Like,
the emu seems to go and visit.
I mean, my theory is that, like, the original Joy Boy was like a giant.
Maybe.
He was probably from
sense.
Elbaf. He was probably, the original Joy Boy. This huge guy, like, I don't know, I picture, like, Gulliver's Travels type stuff where it's, like, a really friendly giant that just makes everybody happy or something. I don't know.
Am I remembering correctly that when Luffy goes Gear 5th and he went all giant, his clothing and his straw hat also got big?
Yeah, everything.
What if something like that happened?
And it just stayed?
Yeah, like maybe Joy Boy disappeared and the hat just stayed? Or it could be a giant. I don't know.
Maybe.
There are giants with D in their name.
Yeah.
We still don't know what the Will of D is, so...
Watch like the original Joy Boy be like a far, far-reaching descendant of Saul.
I don't know. Maybe.
But the bigger question to me is, why is it on ice?
Yeah, that's...
Like, okay, maybe you're preserving it or something, but like...
But it's a hat.
There's plenty of things in this world to preserve that you don't have on ice, but you're freezing that one. So what is...
And it's not biological tissue. It's a hat.
Yeah, it's a hat.
It's made of straw.
Yeah.
Like, there's probably better ways to preserve it than ice.
Yeah, so I'm really curious about that.
Yeah.
I mean, that is one of those...
We haven't seen anything about that in a really long time either.
But that's one of those Laboon details where you see it.
Yeah.
It's a 3-second clip in an anime or in an anime episode, and you're like, "What the heck is this?" And then 300 episodes, 400 episodes later,
you finally
it
find
becomes
out.
like the most important thing in that arc, and you're like, "Oh,
yeah."
So I look forward to finding out that.
I wonder. Well, I thought maybe it might have something to do with Oars, the original Oars, because he was a big giant on ice. But I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Hard to speculate on that one. We have almost no information.
Yeah.
But, all right.
But all of that kind of comes together with this knowledge that was gained at the Reverie, because it just has to do with Emu and the throne and elders and all that.
Yeah,
like, there's no way it doesn't
it's all
have
connected
to do with
somehow.
that.
Yeah.
So, and I figure we've seen Emu next to that hat before, like going to visit it or whatever. So it's all interconnected, and I wish I knew more.
Yeah.
But this episode looks like it's not really going to tell us much more. It's going to focus more on recapping those other details, which I hate that in recap, most of the time, they cover the stuff I easily remember, but they don't cover the stuff I forget.
Yeah.
So it ends up not helping me.
Yeah, that is a problem. And even more so, I don't like recap episodes that look like it's got a small blend of like new stuff and a bunch of old stuff.
30 seconds to a minute out of the whole episode will be new stuff, and the rest will all be recap.
It's all just like the new stuff is just a framing device to show you all the backstory stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hate that.
But maybe the episode after that will be intense, because usually, ever since Wano, anytime they do any kind of a recap, the next episode is ridiculous.
Yeah, something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I wonder, that just jogged my memory. I wonder if Sengoku and Tsuru are gonna be like, holy crap, we gotta go get Garp. Like, I can't believe they went there. Like, maybe they'll go and join.
Maybe.
Because Tsuru's granddaughter is Hibari.
Yeah.
So you figure she's not going to want her granddaughter to come to harm. And Sengoku seems to have an attachment to Garp. They're buds.
Yeah.
So maybe they are going to take a ship and start heading toward Beehive. Possibly.
Good thought. Good thought.
I'd like to see it anyway. But it's interesting to me, though, that they didn't realize that they were all sword and that they had taken off to go to Beehive. They were like, what? So shocked.
Yeah.
So
That's true. Didn't even know that Kobe was in sword or whatever.
completely out of the loop. No idea what's going on. A little too far into retirement.
A little bit. I mean, all we see Sengoku now is just eating chips or whatever.
Eating crackers, hanging with his goat.
Yep.
Goat best buddy.
Yep. So, let's talk about the guy who took up the first half of the episode.
Buggy-sama?
The emperor of the way he sees things. Buggy the genius jester.
Buggy the Snuggy Clown.
Buggy the Snuggy. Snuggy Buggy.
Snuggy Buggy.
The comedic relief.
Yes.
The weakest of all the emperors that will have ever emperored.
Yeah. He can want it all he wants. That doesn't make it possible. And he can feel like Shanks betrayed him or whatever, and that's still his bad for abandoning his dream and feeling like, well, because Shanks isn't going to do it, well, fine, then forget this.
Yeah.
I can understand why he would have felt a little bit of betrayal or hurt, because he was looking at Shanks as, you're going to be the next Pirate King. Roger left it to you, which that was a cool revelation as to how Buggy felt about things.
But I was so happy to see that scene because it makes me feel like my theory is not too far off, that Shanks is acting as a guardian
Yeah,
to Laugh Tale.
You might be right.
Because he said, I'm not going to pursue it
right
at
now.
this point.
Yeah, at this point.
And,
so
and it just made me think that he and Roger had a conversation. And Roger said, we were too early. It is not time yet.
Mm-hmm.
But that time is coming. We need 20 more years and something wild is going to happen in this world. And you need to be the gatekeeper. Because there will be nefarious forces after it. And if they get a hold of it, we're all doomed or whatever.
And it looked like he felt rather solemn about his choice to not pursue it.
Yeah.
Like, he was standing out in was it raining? Or just nighttime?
It was like misty or something.
Okay. But yeah, like, you've got the flashback blue colors or whatever, but like, Shanks is standing there looking rather like solemn and not exactly exuberant or anything. And he's saying, I'm not going to pursue it. I changed my mind. So it could be that he had that dream and then Roger told him, it's not you. But you're a part of it.
Yeah. But also it could have been Roger saying, look, I know you want to do this, but where you can be the most impactful to this world is to do this instead. And so Shanks was forced to change his dream or take on somebody else's dream for him.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why he drinks all the time. Because like he's a happy-go-lucky guy, but he's, quietly he's like, I wanted to be the guy.
Yeah.
And
it would have been hard being directly under Roger, learning from him, being mentored by him, all that. Like, and then it comes your time, and maybe he told him, "You're not the one," or "This isn't the time," or something along those lines. Like, that might be a little hard to deal with.
Yeah.
And I think he understands that whatever it was that Roger probably said to him, in our theory here, that it was no less important. Therefore, what I'm asking of you is not meaningless. You are not worthless. Your dreams are not without merit. But this is also important, and this is what you're really needed for.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines.
You will not be the king of the pirates, but you will be the key figure that crowns the king of the pirates.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That would
and
still
your
be
choice
hard. Yeah.
in your efforts will decide whether the world burns for that or is redeemed and saved.
Yeah.
And we learn whatever happened, and the world government basically gets toppled. All the countries now get to govern themselves, and the world becomes a more peaceful place.
Yeah.
Not under the boot of the world government anymore.
I wonder if Luffy's the only kid he inspired in such a way, Like, are there other little Luffys out there trying to be big pirates and didn't make it? Only Luffy did? Like,
I don't know.
was Shanks running around sowing the seeds of the future generation to find Joy Boy?
I mean, he's probably looking.
Yeah. Like, is that what this has been about?
Certainly wasn't Uta. She
No.
took a whole different path.
Yeah. That got dark.
But yeah, so Shanks, that's going to stick with me for a while. I'm going to have to really ponder that for a bit, that whole, I'm not going to pursue it at this point.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was a kid, so he had some growing up to do, but
Yeah.
I feel like that is the direct result of Roger saying something to him. So, meanwhile, Buggy, the main character in his own story,
Yep.
anything that goes wrong in his life is somebody else's fault. He takes
Yeah.
no responsibility for anything. He basically chose to be weak by just standing over there in the corner and saying, "Nobody will let me shine brightly.
Yeah.
I want to live in a flashy way and be awesome, and nobody will let me do it." And so rather than train and get strong and all that, he just kind of...
Not entirely, because when we first meet Buggy in East Blue, he is a pirate captain. He has his own crew. He's out there terrorizing places with his buggy ball.
Yeah.
Like he was doing something, but he maybe was keeping it on a smaller scale, knowing that, well, I'll never be the pirate king.
I mean, maybe. It could also be that Luffy defeating him shook his confidence.
Yeah.
Because, like, some dumb little boy wearing Shanks's hat defeated him. So once again, the shadow of Shanks looming over him and just ruining his life.
Yeah.
But then he just kind of stagnated. He put on a Snuggy. He got really big. But his confidence didn't get bigger. His strength didn't get bigger. His ability to use his devil fruit didn't get bigger. We've never seen him use hockey. So he's just a big Snuggy clown. And that's it.
But he does have some intellect, because he was the first one, at least if I have this right, that he started it and then Croc and Mihawk joined and took over it. But I'm pretty sure that Buggy was the one who started with the cross-guild bounties, putting bounties on Navy people. Like, nobody else had done that.
Yeah.
Only he did. And
I don't remember one way or the other. So
I think he started it, and then Croc and Mihawk were like, hey, you got a good thing going here. I think it's ours now. But even still, it's like, if I'm remembering right, and he was in fact the one that started that, like, that's actually a pretty epic shakeup to the world. Like Tsuru and Sengoku were saying, like, that's going to shake the morale of the Marines, because it's not just pirates who want that bounty. It's desperate people. People who are not in good situations do a lot of things to get money. And one of them would be killing Marines. And Marines are not going to have their guard up around everyday citizens, because up till now, they've had nothing to fear from them.
I mean, it's just like the real world. If you're a rich person and you want to off someone, who's the best choice to find as a hitman? Like, somebody who's desperate and has nothing to lose, and will take $10,000 to risk his life to do something.
Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't work out, what did you lose?
Yeah,
$10K. No, no big deal to you. You're a rich person or whatever. Yeah.
So,
someone who can afford to hire a hit.
I feel like Buggy could probably be a pretty good, like, tactician.
Yeah.
If he would get out of his own way and stop being so fearful about literally everything.
Well, and not even just fearful, but he blinds himself, actually, I think, with a false pride. Because he gets so, like, puffed up and blustered on himself, saying how awesome he is. He doesn't see certain points where he could grow or take advantage of a situation in a certain way. He's just like, What are you doing? Rrr! You know?
Yeah. And this is going to be very disparaging to Buggy. So I'm sorry, Buggy fans.
Uh-oh.
I like Buggy too, so I don't mean this to come across as like really tearing him down.
Gonna say, I do like Buggy.
But I think he had, and let me finish this. I think
Okay.
he's got too much pride about all the people who follow him and praise him and worship him.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that his followers, like Crocodile or Mihawk, could take all of them out in a single attack.
Yeah.
They are worthless pirates. They are just the fodder pirates, right? They're the stupid generic ninja in Naruto and whatever, right? They're useless. They're dumb. They're terrible. Even the faux hats had better sense than to just use fodder, and they went after people with high bounties to join the ranks.
Yep.
Even
Yep. Oh.
dumbass, triple tongue, Damaro Black, or whatever his name was, Damalo or Damaro, whichever one you
something
want.
like that.
Yeah. Even he had better sense than to just allow all these dipshits that anybody could take out in a second.
They're like,
to
you're
be,
not
like,
good
the only
enough to
follower.
join our crew.
Right.
Buggy
needs like
takes any and all.
yeah. He needs real strength, real power.
Yeah, because his main crew is still Kabaji and Moji.
Moji, yeah.
Yeah, like, and I think he's still partnered with Alvida. So it's like that's his main crew, and those guys were defeated by East Blue level Luffy, Sanji, Nami, Zoro.
Yeah, no gears, no hockey, no nothing, and just
and they were defeated.
torn asunder.
Yeah, and even if they've gotten stronger since then, it's not by magnitudes that it would need to be. So Buggy, unfortunately, doesn't have anyone of super high caliber to back him up. And that is a big problem. That's why Mihawk and Croc can come in and just create a torture chamber where they just torture Buggy.
Yeah.
So it's like, if he had his own right-hand man and, strong second, third, fourth in command, then he wouldn't be having this problem.
Yeah.
He did not take the time to fill his ranks with someone that could defend him.
No. And even now with Cross Guild, he's still not doing it. And in fact, his existing crew is so weak that they allow their captain to be taken into a room and tortured.
Yeah.
In full earshot of them, and they just stand there and go, "Yep, that's Buggy."
Yeah. I guess it's just a Tuesday.
So A, they don't respect him. And B, they're so weak they can't...
They worship him, which is different than respect.
Right, they worship him, but there's no respect there. And there's no ride or die. Like I don't care how overwhelming the odds are, Zoro and Sanji would not stand for Luffy being tortured in a room across from them.
I mean, Zoro did die very briefly. He saw the Grim Reaper, and he was like, no, I have to come back because my captain is going to be king of the pirates.
Right. Here's the difference between Kaboji and Moji versus Zoro. Kabaji. Crocodile and Mihawk take him into a room, torture him, impale him on hooks.
Yeah.
And they just stand
It's
there
dark.
quietly and just act like, yep, it's another day. Luffy was in trouble because two Emperors of the Sea were launching a combined attack, and Zoro was like, nah, I got this. And got in the way and deflected the damn thing.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy
Defended his captain against emperors.
Yeah, you get some guys and gals on your crew that can do that.
Then you can call yourself an emperor.
Maybe, yeah. But like he needs to He's so weird because he knows he's trash.
Right?
But he believes he's king of the pirates worthy at the same time. Like he is so good at looking left and right.
Serious cognitive dissonance there.
Yeah, I don't understand where he's like, I know I'm weak, just kill me, whatever, it's fine.
Right?
I'm gonna be king of the pirates. Like, wait, huh?
I guess his dreams are just strong enough that despite knowing better, he's like, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. But what he's doing right now is the equivalent of like me saying, you know what, I'm a little pudgy around the midsection here. My muscles aren't as big as they might have used to be. I really want to look like Henry Cavill. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to curl up in a nice blanket and lay on this couch and watch anime all day.
You forgot. You're also going to wear a muscle suit.
I'm going to wear a muscle suit and I'm going to eat lots of fattening food. No protein, though. It's going to be all carbs.
Don't need that.
And the only walking I'm going to do is when I'm heading to bed. Or going to the bathroom or something. That is my workout plan. That is what Buggy does. He's like, I'm going to be super ripped and amazing. I'm going to be the king of the pirates. And I'm just going to make my arms fly around in this Snuggy and look all big and impress people who are trash. And that's going to be my life.
That would be a very comfortable cosplay, though. All you'd need is a red Snuggy and just put some gloves on, the boots, and the hat and nose, and your Buggy.
Nose!
Nose! Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Buggy is a character, that's for sure.
And I know he doesn't know this, but they have no chance. They have zero chance.
Oh,
they don't have any road poneglyphs.
Yeah.
They don't know. They wouldn't know where the one in Zoe is. They have no chance against the Big Mom pirates. They have no chance against the Kaido's pirates.
He can inspire people all he wants. He's just going to get them killed.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. He's just going to throw all these little low-level guys into these situations that they should never have been in to begin with because he wrongfully inspired them to do things they are so unequipped to do.
Yeah.
So, one could say that's murder.
That's actually murder.
He's indirectly murdering all of these people.
He's basically the piper just playing his flute as all of his little rats just dance their way off a cliff. Just
right off the cliff.
Right off. But as long as they die with a smile on their faces, I guess whatever.
I guess.
It's the highest station they're ever going to reach is they're part of an emperor's crew, but like they're nothing. So
do you think Buggy is going to be the Pirate King? Be honest.
I'm telling you, the only way Buggy ever becomes Pirate King is, this is dating myself a little bit, but for those of you who are maybe mid-30s or older, you might recall back in the days of the early internet when Flash animations were the big thing. The Ultimate Showdown. It's superheroes and monsters and basically all kinds of pop culture characters fighting each other to the death, right? Mm-hmm. And at the very end, who wins? Mr. Rogers.
Many lies are claimed, but eventually the champion stood. The rest saw their better. Mr. Rogers in a bloodstained sweater.
And he was a bit of a psycho in the thing, but my point is, the only way he becomes the Pirate King is if Shanks and Blackbeard and Luffy and everybody else take themselves out through wars and stuff, and takes out the Navy and takes out the elders and takes out everybody. Like, everybody is just a pile of corpses. And then Buggy, you see at the very end, he walks up and goes, What's going on here? I think I'm the only person left alive in this planet.
King of the Pirates!
King of the Pirates. And even then, he may not make it. I mean, he still has to sail to the island. And
that's true.
That may be too much for him anyway. So I don't even know if that scenario is true, but yeah.
But he's entertaining in the meantime.
He's entertaining. Yep. He's good comedic relief. He's a
jester.
He's a jester. Yeah. So yeah, we'll check out next week. I'm not sure that we'll end up doing a reaction to it because I don't know if it's going to actually have anything of substance in it.
If it's just a straight recap, we're not going to do it.
Yeah. But we'll watch like the first minute or so of it and see what it's actually going to be like. And if it looks like it's going to actually offer something of value, then we'll probably do it. But
yeah. But if we don't have a react next week, you know why. That means it was just a recap and there was no point. But we do have other videos that we're going to be posting, so hopefully those can entertain you in the meantime if there is no episode.
Indeed.
For now, I hope that you give us some likes. I really, really hope that you subscribe. I hope that you have so much fun here with us and become our Nakama because we are getting so close to 1,000.
Yep.
If we just push, we can make it. Push the button.
Push the button, Max!
And leave us lots of comments. We enjoy your comments every week, as usual. You never disappoint us. And I just love everything that you have to offer every week. So keep it coming.
Yep. You're always there to keep us honest and fill in the gaps.
Yeah. Jogging my poor Dory brain.
Yep. I mean, this anime is so big, it feels like my main job, which is in like cloud technology. The cloud is such a big thing across so many disciplines of IT. It's impossible to know everything. There's going to be gaps, and this anime is the same way. Like, it's so huge, you just can't know it all. So I'm glad that you guys know the things that we don't, so that we can share the knowledge and share speculation and share theories and make our way to the Pirate King as a group. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to see some more of our reactions, you can see them here. If you want to see some funny like mashup comedy type stuff with One Piece, you can check it out over there. And I'm Mike.
Tasha.
And we are Billion Beri, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
See ya.